Have you ever wondered how North Korea, the most closed country in the world, manages to sustain its economy? The enigma of North Korea is as fascinating as it is complex. Living under the radar, it bears the weight of international economic sanctions, yet remains actively involved in the global trade. This secluded nation has found ways to adapt, even establishing a semblance of a market economy. Many believe that the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or DPRK, earns substantial income through black market dealings, from drug and weapons trafficking to counterfeiting money, and even cryptocurrency theft. These covert operations are allegedly overseen by a secret entity known as Office 39. The stereotypical image of North Korea as a place where everyone lives stably, yet far below the middle-class standards of capitalist nations, rings true to a certain degree. While its planned economy struggles to provide basic necessities for all, it proudly flaunts its military prowess. Despite these circumstances, North Korea continues to survive, but the question is, how? Delving into the shadows, we find one of North Korea's survival strategies, the black market. This clandestine economy thrives under the radar, fostering a network of illicit trades that sustain the country's economy. North Korea's participation in the black market is far from ordinary, involving the distribution of drugs, weapons, and counterfeit money. In an attempt to understand the scale of these activities, let's consider the drug trade. North Korea reportedly cultivates vast opium fields, transforming the harvest into heroin and methamphetamines. These drugs are then smuggled across borders, generating substantial revenues to bolster the country's economy. In addition to drugs, North Korea also deals in the arms trade. The nation is known to supply weapons to various conflict-ridden areas around the globe, stretching from Africa to the Middle East. Moreover, North Korea has mastered the art of counterfeiting currencies. The country is infamous for producing superdollars, high-quality counterfeit US dollars that are nearly indistinguishable from the real thing. At the heart of these operations is a secret entity known as Office 39. This covert structure, established by the regime, directly supervises all illegal foreign trade. Functioning like a state within a state, Office 39 is believed to generate billions of dollars annually, providing essential financial support to the North Korean government. Through these illicit activities, North Korea has managed to keep its economy afloat. But that's not all. The black market economy has not only ensured the survival of the regime but has also enabled it to maintain its military power and continue its nuclear ambitions. It's a dark and complex web of illegal trade and smuggling, all orchestrated by a single secretive entity. And yet, this is only one facet of how North Korea sustains itself. There's more to this story, and we're just getting started. Beyond the black market, North Korea has surprisingly established some semblance of a market economy. This statement may seem shocking given the country's reputation for strict control and central planning. Yet it's an undeniable reality that has evolved over the past few decades. Let's rewind a bit. The 1990s were a turbulent time for North Korea. The collapse of the Soviet Union led to a dramatic reduction in support for the North Korean economy. This, coupled with natural disasters, resulted in a severe famine. It was a time of desperation, and out of this desperation, markets emerged. These were not official markets sanctioned by the state, but grassroots markets born out of the need for survival. Over time, these markets have grown in size and importance. They have evolved from mere survival mechanisms to vital components of the North Korean economy. Today, they provide a wide range of goods and services, from food and clothing to household items, and even some luxuries. More importantly, they provide an income for many North Koreans, helping them to supplement the meager rations provided by the state. But what's truly fascinating is how the North Korean state has responded to these markets. Initially, there was resistance. Raids and crackdowns were common, but over time the state began to realize the value of these markets. Not only did they alleviate some of the pressure on the state to provide for its citizens, but they also provided a new source of revenue. So, rather than stamping them out, the state began to regulate and tax them. These markets have been a game changer for North Korea. They have helped the country survive amidst international sanctions and economic isolation. They've shown that even in the most unlikely of places, market forces can emerge and thrive. But don't be mistaken. North Korea is not on a path to capitalism. The state still controls key sectors of the economy and maintains a tight grip on its citizens. But these markets represent a small slice of economic freedom, in an otherwise tightly controlled state. These markets are a critical lifeline for the North Korean economy, but there's another aspect we haven't touched on yet. North Korea's military might is well known, but how does it support this power economically? One can't discuss North Korea without acknowledging the immense role the military plays in its economy. A concept coined as military first policy, or Songun, has been a critical strategy for North Korea. This policy prioritizes the Korean People's Army in the affairs of state and allocation of resources. North Korea is believed to have one of the world's largest standing armies. With over 1 million active soldiers and several million more in reserves, it's a massive force to maintain. The cost of maintaining such a large military force is substantial. Think about the expenses. Everything from food and clothing to weapons and technology. It's a colossal financial undertaking for any nation, let alone one with a struggling economy. So, how does North Korea fund this mighty military machine? The answer is complex and multifaceted. The country's budget allocation to defense is notoriously opaque, but estimates suggest a hefty portion of its gross domestic product, possibly as much as a quarter, is funneled into the military. In addition to state funding, North Korea's military is also an economic actor in its own right. It manages a range of businesses, from mining and construction to transportation and trading companies. These military-run enterprises generate significant revenue, which is reinvested into the armed forces. Moreover, North Korea has been known to employ less orthodox methods to fund its military. This includes alleged illicit activities, such as counterfeiting, drug trafficking, and cybercrime. These activities, while hard to quantify, are believed to contribute a substantial sum to the military's coffers. It's clear that North Korea's military is not just a symbol of national defense, but also a cornerstone of its economy. And while this military-first policy provides the country with a formidable force, it also comes with a steep price tag. This military might doesn't come cheap, so where does North Korea find the funds? Well, it seems that in the case of North Korea, where there's a will, there's a way. So, how does North Korea, the world's most closed country, sustain its economy? Let's take a step back and consider everything we've learned so far. The first thing that comes to mind is the country's black market economy. Despite being under the thumb of numerous international economic sanctions, North Korea has found ways to circumvent these restrictions and remain economically active. The state has become proficient in playing the black market, with allegations of illicit activities like trading drugs, weapons, and counterfeit money, not forgetting the reported theft of cryptocurrency. Behind these operations is the secret Office 39, a clandestine structure that directly oversees these illegal foreign trades. It's an audacious yet effective strategy that allows North Korea to keep its economy afloat despite the sanctions and the world's disapproval. Then we have the emergence of markets. Despite its staunch adherence to a planned economy, North Korea has shown signs of economic adaptation. It has established some semblance of a market economy, a surprising move considering its ideological stance. This shift has offered North Koreans a new way to make a living, and has brought a breath of fresh air to the country's otherwise stagnant economy. But we can't discuss North Korea's economy without talking about its military power. The pride of North Korea, its missiles and military might, also plays a significant role in the economy. The state invests heavily in its military, which in turn supports its economic activities. This symbiotic relationship has enabled North Korea to maintain its position on the global stage and keep its economy running. In the face of international sanctions and global condemnation, North Korea has displayed a remarkable resilience. Its economy, though far from ideal, has managed to survive and even show signs of growth. This resilience is a testament to the country's adaptability and its willingness to do whatever it takes to keep its economy going. But it's important to remember that this isn't an endorsement of North Korea's methods. Many of these strategies come at a high human cost, with the North Korean people often bearing the brunt of the country's economic struggles. But it is an examination of how a country, isolated and sanctioned, has managed to keep its economy alive. It's a complex and intriguing puzzle, one that challenges our understanding of economic survival. North Korea's economy is a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of a state under pressure, a story of survival against all odds. In the face of adversities, North Korea has managed to sustain its economy through a series of unconventional strategies, challenging the world's understanding of economic survival.